Today we're going to go through an exercise that is one of my favorites as it incorporates all of the techniques that we've learned thus far and allows some creative liberty for myself and for you. We're going to cover guided meditations. Visualize a place that is comforting and relaxing for you. Maybe this is a place from a memory that you can evoke vividly. Maybe it's a place that you would like to see. Or maybe it's a fictitious place. Some place out of the imagination of another person, or maybe even your own imagination. It doesn't really matter where your mind goes, just as long as this place is comforting and relaxing for you. So as you begin to notice this place and begin to feel the environment that you're in, begin to visualize what it is you see. Begin to hear what you would hear in that environment. For example, maybe your place is on the beach, and you can hear the waves as they come ashore and recede back into the ocean. Maybe you can smell the salt air. Maybe you can even taste it on your tongue as you breathe in and out. Maybe there are blue sky all around you, clouds sailing like little vessels across it. Or perhaps you find yourself in a forest full of trees, beautiful fall day as the leaves crunch under your feet, as you begin walking deeper and deeper into the forest. Now, I don't know exactly where you are, and to be honest, it doesn't really matter. All that matters is that you feel comforting, relaxing sensations, and allow those to grow. So as you begin to feel more and more a part of this environment, you notice a path. Curious. There wasn't a path there before, perhaps. And maybe you decide to follow this path, following it deeper and deeper into the forest, deeper and deeper down the path alongside the beach, or wherever you are. And as you begin to go deeper and deeper down the path, begin to notice the sensations you would feel. As you walk down this path, maybe you notice your feet on the ground beneath you, how each foot meets the earth, comforting, relaxing. Maybe you can feel the sand or dust as it squishes or slides between your toes. Maybe you can feel the rocks beneath your feet, or the grass as it brushes against your calves as you walk through a field. I don't know, and it doesn't matter. But as you continue to visualize this place, you suddenly notice a tree in the distance, directly on the path ahead. And as you notice this tree, you suddenly have this good feeling. Now maybe this is a feeling like when you were a kid waiting for Christmas, and it's an exciting feeling that's building up. Or maybe it's a calming feeling, like when you come into contact with those you love and haven't seen for some time, and that embrace, the joy you feel, the comfort, the feelings of home. And as you get closer to this tree, these feelings begin to grow and expand. You begin to feel better, to feel more relaxed. And with each step, you feel a little better and a little more relaxed. And as you continue to just breathe comfortably, soaking up the fresh air here, you begin to feel this positive energy coursing through the air around you. Almost like a big thunderstorm where you can feel the thickness in the air. Only here, it's a thickness, a richness of comfort and relaxation, calmness and serenity. And so as you continue to walk down this path, the tree begins to grow in size. You begin to see what was a smaller tree in the distance become this massive spectacle in front of you. Perhaps this tree is so tall it nearly touches the clouds in the sky. Or maybe this tree for you is one of a memory or of beauty from your own life. Whatever the case, the closer you get to the tree, the better you feel. And the better you feel, the more you want to get closer to this tree. And so when you finally are close enough to walk into its elongated shadow, as the sun behind it sends the dark shadow down the path. And when you walk into the shade, you get the cool feeling, a relaxing feeling. And then you begin to wonder about the tree. Maybe you sit down at the base and lean your back against the trunk. Or maybe you just stand and lean up against the tree on the side and wonder, what has this tree gone through? What has this tree overcome to be such a grand spectacle? Something perhaps you've never seen in your life. And as you begin to think about it, you wonder about this tree and its roots that dig deep into the soil, where it collects nutrients in the water it needs to survive. And maybe you wonder about the heat of the summer, the sun baking everything around it, perhaps drying the ground, cracked and brittle. How this tree survives the droughts and dry spells. But also times of winter, perhaps cold and alone, this tree stands. The branches covered with snow and ice, weighting down the branches, making it difficult to grow or thrive in any capacity. Or maybe this tree has gone through hurricane-like forces, winds that have ripped and whipped this tree about, tearing down branches and limbs, scattering leaves or needles across the floor. Leaving scars where those limbs and branches once resided. But how every spring this tree has found a way to dig its roots a little deeper, to collect the nutrients it needs to survive, spread its branches a little wider, offering shade to the other plants and creatures around it, grown a little taller, made its trunk a little thicker, and how it produced more growth as the spring rains come. And as you think about all that this tree has gone through, you may begin to notice connections between yourself and this tree. You may begin to notice your roots, the roots that you have placed in this world, where you collect nutrients and the water you need to survive. Maybe you yourself have gone through droughts and dry spells where you have felt a heat that has made everything difficult, but especially growth and the ability to thrive. Maybe you have found yourself cold and alone, feeling the heaviness and weight of loneliness or fear or anxiety that have kept you from growing. Maybe you have even gone through hurricane forces that have whipped and ripped you about, causing damage, leaving scars where you once were whole. But every spring, you find a new way to dig your roots a little deeper, to find the nutrients and water you need to make life thriving. Where you have overcome the droughts and dry spells, survived the cold loneliness, healed your wounds, and you still continue to grow every year, spreading your branches a little wider, offering shade to those you love, making your bark a little thicker, protecting you from the harshness of others. Maybe you've grown a little taller, realizing that you can take the high road. I don't know exactly what connections you will find here, but for just a moment, I'm going to be quiet. And all you need to do is really feel this connection. Notice the similarities. And most importantly, notice how you are continuing to grow. And just let your mind drift off into those thoughts. Find the thoughts that are most empowering, the visualizations that are most impactful. And I'll be quiet now. Just let the mind drift. And as you notice the similarities between yourself and this tree, you may sense a connection with this tree, another worldly connection. Maybe this tree represents the deity that you believe in. Maybe this tree represents a person that gave you the shelter you needed to thrive. Or maybe it's something else entirely. Whatever the case, you may notice how much more calm you feel now than you did even just moments ago. Maybe you feel a kind of peace that you haven't had for quite some time. Or maybe you feel something else. It doesn't really matter, because as I explained before, this is a skill. And the more you take yourself here, the easier it will be to find this place, to find peace, calmness, relaxation, comfort. But now it's time to leave this place. So as you stand up, if you were sitting or leaning against the tree, and now you can begin your journey home. You can stand up from the tree if that's where you are sitting, or move away from the trunk if you are leaning. And as you do, it's almost as if there is a tether that formed between you and this tree. An otherworldly tether that connects you across space and time. And as you begin to leave, again noticing the feet as they touch the earth, noticing the breath as you breathe in the fresh air here. Just stop for a moment and take a deep breath, really feeling the comfort here and establishing this as a connection for you. Just take a deep breath, filling the lungs, and then exhale. Inhale again, filling the lungs, and exhale. And one last time, inhaling and exhaling. Now, anytime you feel tension or pressure or negativity that is unwanted, just stop for a moment, stop what you're doing, and simply take a deep breath, feeling the comfort and relaxation here. And as you exhale, just let go or blow out of your mouth any negative thoughts, feelings, or tension, letting the shoulders droop, letting the muscles go limp, feeling better and better with each breath. And the next time you are dealing with a tense topic, you can come back to this tree. Take some time for yourself and feel this connection again. But for now, it's time to leave this place. So begin your journey back along the path, feeling those good vibes that you had on the way to the tree. And now with this tether established, you can take some of that with you. Whatever was meaningful or helpful for you, put it into a bag, a sack, a receptacle of some kind that you can carry with you. Now, this is important because with this visualization, you signal to the subconscious what you want it to focus on. So all of these good feelings that you have, the good sensations you may have, put those into this bag. Put them into this receptacle. so that later on, your mind will return to those things, and you will find yourself feeling better and better. And as you continue to walk down the path, just noticing the blue of the sky, the way the clouds drift, the peace that you may feel right now, the calmness perhaps that you have found, and bring those with you for the next day or week or month or even years. These thoughts, these memories are for you to return to during times of stress. But now it's time to return to the present. Begin to notice your feet. Wiggle your toes slightly, waking them up, reconnecting with the body, getting that focus back onto your person. And then we'll move up the legs to the calves, to the knees, the thighs, the hips, the waist, and moving up the torso, the stomach, the chest, up to the shoulders, and moving down the arms from the bicep, the elbow, forearms, wrist, and hand. And then just wiggle your fingers slightly, waking them up, getting the blood flowing again. Moving up to the neck, your cheek and jaw. Moving up to the forehead, and then the top of the head. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes and return to the present. Now take some time to wake up. Take some time to reconstitute yourself. And I hope you found that meaningful. I hope you found something pertinent to you there. And again, this will be different for everybody. Some people may or may not have an experience the first time. But again, the more you practice this, the more you listen to this recording, the more you listen to other recordings, the better your mind will get at freeing itself from the body to drift off into the daydream world, or what we call trances. So thank you for joining me today.